guys, welcome back. All right, I am so excited for this video. I am doing this in collaboration with Amber from Witch Grimoire Planning. Now, she and I have both been kind of devouring everything that we can find about Procreate this year so far in 2020. We are learning so many new techniques, so many new brushstrokes, shading options, so forth and so on. And the one thing that she had been really interested in learning how to do was to create repeating patterns in Procreate. And I'm like, okay, I can see how that would come in handy, especially in planning, doing washi kits, doing, patterned papers, things like that. And I'm like, I'm down. Okay. So I told Amber, I was like, you go to Skillshare, not sponsored. You go to Skillshare, find a class that we can take, and I am so down. I would love to learn how to do this. So she chose the Create Patterns and Pattern Brushes in Procreate class by Sandra Bowers. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now, full disclosure, I have not started this class yet. I wanted to sit down, film this little spiel while I had zero expectation and zero experience so far. So we've set a time limit. We're going to do this for 7 days. Today is Saturday. So by next Saturday, I will have the class done and I will have something to show you guys and hopefully something that doesn't suck. So let's get started. Hey guys, all right, so it's about 5:30 in the morning. I am sitting in my living room. Everyone else is asleep, so I'm kind of trying to be quiet. But I've got my iPad here, and I just watched the intro in the class. And what I'm hoping she covers, I don't know yet if she's going to, but what I'm hoping she covers is how to do seamless papers, like seamless pattern papers, because I know how to do it in Photoshop, but I don't know how to do it in Procreate, because in Photoshop they have an automated feature that kind of, you tell it what you want, it splits it up, blah, blah, blah. But in Procreate, I don't know how to do that. Stop zooming in on my face. So yeah, I'm hoping that that's one thing they teach, and I'm going to go ahead and get started, but I wanted to just say that real quick before the class starts. Okay, so real quick, I'm editing this video, and I just wanted to jump in here real quick because I realized that I didn't film myself actually creating the papers, and that was for a couple of reasons. Number one, it is not easy to do that at 5 o'clock in the morning when I usually get my work done. But number two, this is not my technique, so I don't feel comfortable putting somebody else's work out there, if that makes sense. So I didn't do it for those two reasons. I know it's probably a little confusing, but I will give kind of a basic idea, and then I have a couple of examples that I'm just going to splash up here too. So the basic concept is what you're doing is you have a square canvas that you decorate, okay? And then to make this seamless, you essentially duplicate your canvas or your decorative layer. You duplicate your decorative layer, and then you're just piecing it together so that it's all turning into a seamless pattern. It's not a difficult concept. So yeah, just quick heads up. That's why I didn't show it here. So, okay, editor's note gone. All right, so it's been about a week since we started the class.
Yep.
What were your first impressions?
Yeah, it was easy. I'm glad it was a short one because,
right.
Busy schedules. So I think it worked out pretty good. I think it was very easy to follow along for the most part. And I don't know why I didn't think of it first. Well, because in the first paper that I made, I don't know why I couldn't figure this out, but it wasn't working to move it up, over, up,
sure.
down,
Yeah.
It just wasn't working, and that was with the sick day paper that I made that I
turned
into planner elements that day.
Right.
So I was like, I have the grid, I can do this. So I literally placed everything in there with all the dots in a grid paper and just made a paper.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can see that though, because you can.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's technically seamless so long as nothing touches the edge.
Exactly.
I'm going to be straight up in saying that with this class, I did not get through the brush section because I was probably unrealistic or what is it? unreasonably annoyed that it was the old brush interface.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, if I was going to go and search through stuff, I don't need a Skillshare class.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was very annoying, and I struggled. Like, I had to rewatch that multiple times, and I'm like, okay, so what is she on? I'm like, okay, but it just, okay.
Yeah, and where did they move that to? And
yeah, and then I'm like, the what in the what?
Yeah.
And then trying to make it work. Well, it dawned on me. The only thing we're really doing is adding a picture into the grain instead of the shape. The shape is a round brush, okay?
Right.
So then I thought, I'm like, and then we're just changing a bunch of settings. And I finally followed her good enough, but I didn't like the way the settings went. And you can tell from my first batch of brushes to my second batch of brushes. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, duh, you have all these cool brushes already in your Procreate that do the seamless pattern.
That's true. You can just swap out the image.
Yes. And that's what I did. I duplicated the brush, and then I added my image, and then bam, I had a bomb-ass brush.
See, that's genius. That's freaking genius.
Be ready for some holy cow fast talk, fast going, fast moving. It's definitely not a beginner's class.
Right.
I mean, you could get through it as a beginner, but it's going to be frustrating. And definitely watch this video before you watch her bonus brush making tutorial.
Yes, because it's not at all user friendly.
No.
Hey guys, okay, so it has been 1 week since we started this whole project, and I just wanted to come on here real quick and give you kind of like my wrap up. So this, you don't see any of this. This isn't happening. It is Saturday, which is cleaning day. So don't judge a girl, okay? So you guys saw kind of the bits and pieces going through the week. I didn't film a whole lot of it because, let's be honest, there's really not a whole lot to see. Once you see it once, you kind of get, what you're doing. But I will say there were a few things that surprised me and a few things that I did not care for. So let's start with the crappy, and then we'll end on a good note. So the crappy stuff that I didn't like is there should be in Procreate a snap to center feature. So when you have your square and you're trying to slide it over, you know what I mean? There should be a feature where it'll snap to the middle. Because trying to line that up precisely with that little blue dot, I mean, the blue dot, you couldn't do it without it because it has to be that precise. But if it would just kind of snap there, then this would be so easy because it'd just be a matter of boom, boom, and then you're done. But the most lengthy part of this process, the most tedious part of this process is making sure that everything is exact before you can move on. So that was the most tedious part for me. But what I did like was, that you can do this in Procreate, because having to go back and forth to my MacBook to use Photoshop, granted Photoshop, it's automated, it's very quick, but you don't get as much control over what you're doing. And with Procreate, I liked that you could edit every step of the process. So you get to this point and you're like, okay, there's a hole here. You can stick a few more things in there, fill it in, and then continue on without having to start the whole process from the beginning. So that part I did appreciate. That said, will I come back to Procreate to continue to make these? Yes, I will. Because it's so convenient, and as much as I griped about how slow it is compared to the automated, blah, 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 as much as I griped about it, having the extra control over how the final product looks, it's worth the extra time it takes. I mean, let's be honest. A computer is only going to do what you tell it to do. And if you can't say, I want this entire screen filled up like this, then, it is what it is. So coming off the tail end of it, would I recommend this class? Maybe. And the reason I say maybe is, number one, it is outdated. So the brush panel feature that she's trying to teach you, it no longer exists in Procreate. So that's kind of a useless section of the class. And then two is she is awfully fast. So if you are confused by, certain aspects of Procreate or how to do certain things in Procreate, maybe steer clear for now. or be prepared to watch it again and again because she does go quick. So before I sign off, I do want to say a thank you to Amber from Witch Grimoire Planning for choosing the Skillshare video that we did. It's not one that I would have picked because, again, my thought process was I know how to do this, but I didn't know how to do it in Procreate. So thank you so much. Now I have a new set of skills that I can utilize. So we are going to be doing another collab like this in the future, and this time I get to pick the video.